Hello, Facebook friends. Today is today. Thank you so much for joining me as I make this a big announcement that I've been talking about all week. But before I do that, I want to actually act like this is a classroom, and I want to show you the objectives that we're going to actually cover today. First of all, we're going to start off with some thank yous. I got to get some thank yous out there real quick. The next thing we're going to do is talk about the what. That's going to be the big announcement. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what is going on. The next thing is when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, why it is happening, and then how can you help? Because someone, one of you, several of you perhaps, asked how can you help, and I'm going to cover that also. So, first of all, let me start off with thank yous. I have to start off with a big thank you for the Boston Public Schools, particularly the superintendent, Dr. Carol Johnson, who is my boss. I just thank her and all of the team that I've been working with for the opportunity to lead here in Boston Public Schools for the past 3.5 years. I've been the high school academic superintendent. I've been the chief academic officer. It's just been a real blessing to me for my own leadership, for my own learning, and I'm just really grateful. 56,000 students in Boston Public Schools, close to 4,000 teachers I've had the honor and pleasure of working with over the past 3.5 years. So I just want to say thank you sincerely from my heart. The second thank you I want to give is to you, Facebook friends, because you've been following this. Students, teachers, colleagues that I've gone to school with, back in elementary school, or high school, or even in college. You've been following and saying, Irvin, whatever you're getting ready to do, we're really supporting you. We're excited about the work that you've done. And it really is an honor, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for even paying attention to this video right now. So, what is the announcement? Drum roll, please. Okay, so here's the announcement. I will be leaving in about a week from Boston Public Schools and moving on to work for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And the focus will be all about teaching in America, empowering effective teachers in this country. Lifting the profession is my job and will become my job in about a week. I am so pumped. I am so excited because I love teaching. You know, I started teaching in 1989. I began teaching at J.P. McCaskey High School, teaching with Mr. Barrett. I was his student. I was his student teacher, and then I began teaching with Mr. Gray and Miss Val Perry and Arlen Marks and Miss Cooey, and my principal was Mr. Seifert, and oh my, I have so many wonderful memories from J.P. McCaskey, working with Vicki Phillips, the superintendent, working with Carlos Lopez, the superintendent, Buddy Glover, the superintendent, or assistant superintendent. I've been so excited, and as a result of my experience in School District of Lancaster. But I'm getting ready to move on to actually focus on the teaching profession, not just in Lancaster, not just in Boston, but in the United States of America. In the United States of America, there are over 7 million teachers. I will have the honor of bringing work and energy, I hope and pray, to lifting that profession all across the country and restoring it, rejuvenating it, reviving it, and making sure that teachers get the due respect, the support, the encouragement that they deserve. What a wonderful opportunity for me, and I'm so excited about it. That is the big announcement. When will it happen? It's going to happen in about a week. I have one more week in Boston Public Schools. I'm in a school right now, wonderful school right now, giving this announcement. I have one more week, and I will be shifting to that job beginning about August the 15th, working with a wonderful team of people, both in Seattle, both in many states, and in Washington, D.C., to lift the profession. I am excited about it. That's when it will happen. Where will it happen? Well, my office will actually be in Washington, D.C. So I'm coming a little closer to Pennsylvania, coming a little further down south. I'll be working in Washington, D.C., actually just 2 blocks away from the White House. And that is symbolic because it shows the importance of this work. We're hoping to have a national impact on the teaching profession, lifting, encouraging the profession. So I will be in Washington, D.C., but the work will happen beyond Washington, of course. Already the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is working with school districts like the Pittsburgh Public Schools in Pennsylvania, Hillsborough County Public Schools in Florida, Memphis City Public Schools in Tennessee, Denver, Colorado Public Schools in Colorado, Los Angeles charter schools, not just public schools but charter schools, and charter schools are also public schools, but Los Angeles is another state. Tulsa, Oklahoma we'll be working in. Prince George's County we're already working in. So we're having impact already across the country, and the goal is not just to work in those school districts, but to work beyond those school districts also and impact the 7 million teachers that are in the United States of America, working hard to change the lives of American citizens and students. How will this work happen? How will the work happen? It will happen with a team. This is not just an Irvin Scott show. This is a team of people, team working not only in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but in many, 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 many partner organizations, as well as many, many schools and school districts. But ultimately, working with teachers, making sure that teachers have a voice in what happens in their classrooms, what happens in their schools, what happens in their school districts, and ultimately, what happens in this country. Because it's our educational system that is going to keep this country great. Don't forget it. That's a very true statement. Why am I doing this? I love teaching. I always have. When I first started in 1989, I loved the profession. I wasn't always the best at it. I had to grow and become better at it, but I always loved it, and I'm so grateful to be able to go back to it because I understand the difference that it makes. Many of you have talked about the difference that not only I made, but that many teachers made, and you listed the teachers, and I'm going to give you something else to do with that list shortly. But I am so grateful. I am so grateful for the opportunity to touch lives through teaching, and teachers are so grateful to do the same thing. It's not always easy, but we love the profession, and that's why I'm moving into this work. How can you help? How can you help? So many of you asked, I believe it was Johnny Vega who started the question, how can I help, Mr. Scott? Just let me know how I can help. Well, here's the first thing you can do. Once you finish this video, here's what I want you to do. Listen to me closely. This is the assignment. This is the homework assignment. What I want you to do is type in 5 to 10 names of teachers who have impacted you personally, deeply, whether it's about the knowledge that you gained from the class or whether it's about the impact that they had on you personally, emotionally. Type in 5 to 10 names right after this video. Just give those names. And what I'm going to do, and I promise you I'm going to do this because one day you can actually come and see. I'm going to take all of those names and make it into a poster. Go to Staples, very easy to do, and make those names a poster. And I'm going to put those names in my office. And it's going to be a daily reminder to me about why this work is so important. Why this work is something that I must do with all of my heart. And so that's how you can help. Just finish the video and type the names, send it back to me. I'll have somebody compile it. We'll make the poster. And then I'll show you the poster through Facebook. You won't even have to come to my office in D.C., but you are, of course, welcome to do that. So let me end. I'm going to end with one of my favorite poems by Langston Hughes. It goes like this, and it's about dreams, which is something that teachers work to restore and renew every day. It goes like this. Bring me your dreams, you dreamers. Bring me your heart melodies that I may wrap them up in a blue cloud cloth away from the too rough fingers of the world. And that is what poetry might do. Wrap up your dreams. Protect, preserve, and hold them until maybe they come true. Columbus dreamed of finding a new world. He found it. Edison dreamed of light, more light, and he made light. All the progress that human beings have made in this old earth of ours grew out of dreams. That is why it is wise, I should think, to hold fast to dreams. For when dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. Yesterday I showed you 2 videos. One was a very sad video. Yolanda Adams was singing in the background as pictures of students and children all across America were shown. Children who were struggling. And one of the reasons why they were struggling is because they hadn't been able to capitalize on all the opportunities that come as a result of great teachers, as a result of great education. That's just one reason. There were other reasons also. But that was a very devastating video, and I showed you because I wanted you to see the power of great teaching, the power of support, not just in the classroom, but in the entire school. So that was the one video. The second video was a video of a young man who was giving a speech, a wonderful, rousing speech about how he struggled in life, personally, in school, outside of school, but as a result of his hard work and those around him, he was able to be successful. The dream poem that I just gave you is all about helping people to become successful, which is something that teachers do 180 days out of the year. I am so honored to go back to a profession and work with the profession and work with teachers all across the country to change lives. Thank you so much, Facebook friends. Please don't forget, type those names, just 5 to 10 names. That's the way you can say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Goodbye.